motor behind me and possibly doing, yep, you see it, twin turbo setup on a 6.2. What's up guys, welcome back into the channel. If you are new, thank you for stopping in. So today we are actually going to be talking about the 86 behind me. If you guys don't know, I bought this truck about 7 years ago. It has a 6.2 Detroit diesel in it. I regretted selling it when I did. I just needed to dump a vehicle and I needed to do some maintenance to one of the other ones. So this is the K20, the High Sierra. It's got the obviously full drive locking hubs. And this thing is the exact same truck. I mean, nothing has changed about it since I last owned it. I put those stickers there. I did a horrible job on the window tint, so don't judge me on that. But it needs to be updated. The kid I sold it to ended up blowing it up, lost the key, so I have to do a new key switch in it. We're gonna get everything right. All new brake, suspension, probably fuel line, all that type of stuff. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the motor behind me and possibly doing, yep, you see it, twin turbo setup on a 6.2. Yep, you heard that correct. We're going to twin turbo the 6.2 Detroit diesel. But before we jump in and start talking about that, I want to go over kind of like the history of the 6.2. So GM designed this motor to be a good fuel MPG vehicle, or motor I should say. It was a non-turboed, so naturally aspirated motor. It's got a 21:1 compression ratio, so it's a little bit higher. But like I said, GM wanted something that was great on fuel. You could hop in, go to town, go out, check the cows, whatever you needed to do without that gas guzzling 350 or the 454. So that's where this came into play. Where the 6.2s and the 6.5s get the bad rap is when guys go and turn the fuel up and then try and shove a bunch of boost to it, and then they're popping head gaskets, cracking heads, and all that type of stuff. But we're gonna obviously test that. But before we do that, I want to go over some of the parts we're going to upgrade along the journey. Obviously, we're going to go through the injection pump. That's, I mean, kind of the heart of the whole motor. If we don't have good fuel to air ratio, everything, it's just not going to work. So we're going to do that. We're going to do injectors, new injector lines, return lines. We're going to do glow plugs. We're going to do ARP head studs. Good head gaskets is key, good ones. I'm going to, while everything's off, have it sandblasted and all gone through. We are going to be doing the 6.5 serpentine belt setup, which is right here. You take off this water pump backing plate, you swap it for the 6.5, new water pump. Obviously it gives you the serpentine belt setup. That way we can run the 10-bladed dynomax cooling fan, keep everything nice and cool. I believe the water pump on the factory water pump on the 6.2 is like a 65 gallon per minute versus, or 85 gallon per minute versus the 6.5 is like 100 or 120 or something like that. There's a big jump between the two. I don't remember what it is. But we're going to be doing all that. We're going to be doing the starter bolt bracket down on the bottom here, so we're not breaking that off. And then we're going to be doing a nicer, probably 3-core aluminum radiator just to help everything flow. But the main reason we're doing all this, I got to figure out how to mount these and mate them together. Obviously, number one is the mounting issue. Number two is going to be the piping issue. Got to figure that out. No, I am totally joking, guys. I am not putting twin turbos on this. I mean, it'd be cool, but...
Got him! Got him!
If I got you with this, you got to give this video a thumbs up. I'm not going to do that. I like this motor. I'm not going to destroy it. I want to have fun with it, obviously. Everything I said I'm going to do to it other than the twin turbo. This HX35 here is actually going to be going in place of the BorgWarner GM3. Obviously, you can tell it's a little bit bigger. So, I mean, little bit bigger. This is a little baby turbo. This is a nice little upgrade. A lot of guys are doing the HX35, HX40. I know a lot of the guys suggested the BorgWarner GM8. They said it was kind of comparable to the HX35 here. So I was digging around online, asking some guys what we needed. So obviously, number one, the oil feed line we're gonna have to change because the fitting on the Cummins versus the 6.2 is a little bit different. And then I know the turbo down piece here, I don't know what the actual terminology is for it, but we have to change this out to get the actual down pipe. I think it's like $100, $150, and then we'll get the oil line. I'm probably gonna go ahead and buy a rebuild kit for this thing and get it all rebuilt so it's good to go, and then get it slapped on there. But no, guys, I would love to twin turbo this thing. It'd be probably really cool, but I don't really think it would last. But if I got you guys, like I said, give it a thumbs up. I'm just trying to have some fun out here. Nothing serious. I know some of those keyboard warriors out there are gonna be like, oh my gosh, he actually goes twin turbo this. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna twin turbo anything unless it's like a 454. I mean, that might be pretty cool, twin turbo, but I don't have that deep of pockets. But no, once we get all this rebuilt, it's going back in the truck. Everything's gonna get hooked up. Like I said, we're gonna probably go through the front end, maybe do all new leaf springs, shocks. I mean, make this thing a good driving truck. We're gonna leave the stack just because that's how I had it when I had it 7 years ago. I wanna come up with an idea for another fuel tank on this side. I don't know if I wanna run the ginormous 20-gallon tank or whatever it was, 15-gallon tank on this side, or if I wanna try and mount up like a little fuel cell, like a 10-gallon fuel cell, and be able to run this switch and flip it on and off. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe eliminate the other big tank on that side and just do like 2 10-gallon fuel cells, because I mean, that's a big cuss. That thing goes from about right where the filler door is, maybe a little bit back, all the way up, like tucked up underneath the cab. I don't know how big of a tank it is. Like I said, it was years ago when I owned this, so I don't know. We'll figure something out. But I just want to give you guys a quick update video on this. Have a little fun with it. Maybe get some clickbait going in there. So if I got you, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you guys have any suggestions on the 6.2, feel free to let me know. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Remember, learning as I do, doing I love. I'm the GM man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.